Hey everyone, this is Shirley and this is Resolution of the Heart. I hope that I am not too close to you guys. I am on the camera, so it's really hard for me to tell, but I wanted to have our next reading because this one has, it's a little bit bigger than the other one, so this reading may go to 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Let's just say an hour, and then you can listen to it half and half or whatever you're doing. Just take the time to listen to it. I hope that I can read it to you correctly without too many mistakes, and if I do, please forgive me for that. I want to say welcome to all my new subscribers, if I have anyone that can come across later on in while this video is up. All my new subscribers, the ones that do follow me on this channel, I'd like to thank you. And so I'm going to get started so I don't waste a lot of time. Please make sure that you subscribe if you have not subscribed. Make sure that you like if you have not already liked, and leave a comment. And I hope to see you on the next reading. I hope that you get some little when I used to work at a particular place, I used to say some little brownies out of it, get you some little good things out of here that you can apply to your life. I'm not trying to get you to change your life. This is helping me to better myself and help me with my impediment. And hopefully you can enjoy the reading. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's go. So, and I have water, like my bottle. Oh, that's so good. This is the best bottle I've ever had. Okay. From my understanding, we're not supposed to be drinking really cold water. Ouch, my chair is pinching me. Ouch. There we go. Okay, we're not supposed to be drinking ice cold water, and this one stays cold. It could be in here for like 2 days, not in the refrigerator, and it's still cold. I love this bottle because I like cold water. Okay, so let's get on what we're here for. Your original consciousness is Krishna Consciousness, okay? Your original consciousness is Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada tells freelance reporter Sandy Nixon, now your consciousness is covered with so much rubbish. You have to cleanse it and then Krishna consciousness. Our consciousness is like water. Water by nature, clear and transparent. But sometimes it becomes muddy. If you filter all the mud out of the water, it again comes to its original clear, transparent state. So we get a hook here. So this is like a conversation going on this one, looks like it, for a couple of pages. Miss Nixon, my first question is very basic. What is Krishna consciousness? This is Srila Prabhupada, the founder of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This is from the Vedic scriptures, and the Vedic scriptures go way back. It's founded through disciplic succession, and the Vedic scriptures are come down from generation to generation in India, and it's meant to be spread across the whole world, but like most religions, but this is the absolute. I'm going to say that, because God is absolute. He's great, and He shows us how to live our life the right way. And I'll stop there. That is my my thing. So back to Miss Nixon. My first question is very basic. What is Krishna consciousness? That was a little background. Krishna means God. We are all intimately connected with Him because He is our original Father, but we have forgotten this connection. When we become interested in knowing what is my connection with God, what is the aim of life, then we are called Krishna consciousness. Krishna conscious. Miss Nixon, how does Krishna consciousness develop in the practitioner? Srila Prabhupada. Krishna consciousness is already there in the core of everyone's heart. You guys know I talk about that heart, okay? But because of our materially conditioned life, we have forgotten it. The process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Revives the Krishna conscious we already have. For example, a few months ago, these Americans and European boys and girls did not know about Krishna. But just yesterday, we saw how they were chanting the Hare Krishna and dancing in ecstasy throughout the whole Ratha Yatra procession, an annual festival sponsored by the Krishna Conscious movement in cities around the world. Do you think that was artificial? No, artificial. Nobody can chant and dance for hours together. They have actually awakened their Krishna consciousness by following a bona fide process. This is explained in the Chaitanya Kamatriya, Madhya Mahaya 22:107. And then it states in Sanskrit. You guys don't want to hear me try to say that. Krishna conscious is dormant in everyone's heart. And when one comes in contact with the devotee, it awakens Krishna consciousness. It is not artificial. Just as young boy awakes his natural attraction for a girl in her association. Similar, if one hears about Krishna in the association of devotee, he awakens his dormant Krishna consciousness. Miss Nixon, what is the difference between Krishna consciousness and Christ consciousness? Srila Prabhupada, Christ consciousness is also Krishna consciousness. But because a present people do not follow the rules and regulations of Christianity, the commandments of Jesus Christ, they do not come to the standard of God consciousness. Miss Nixon, what is unique about Krishna consciousness among all religions? Srila Prabhupada, primarily religion means to know God and to love Him. That is religion. Nowadays, because of a lack of training, nobody knows God. What to speak of loving Him, people are satisfied simply by going to church and praying. Oh God, give us our daily bread. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is called a cheating religion, because the aim is not to know and love God, but to gain some personal profit. In other words, if I profess to follow some religion, but I do not know who God is or how to love Him, I'm practicing a cheating religion. As far as the Christian religion is concerned, ample opportunity is given to understand God, but no one is taking it. For example, the Bible contains the commandment, thou shalt not kill. But Christians have built the world's best slaughterhouses. How can they become God conscious if they disobey, the commandments? Hold on, you guys. I am going to get some water and put the timer on. Okay, I'm back. That frog always comes. Every time you come, the frog comes too. Oh, man. Okay, what's up with that? So as far as Christian religion is concerned, ample opportunity is given to understand God, but no one is taking it. For example, the Bible contains the commandment, thou shalt not kill, but Christians have built the world's best slaughterhouses. How can they become God conscious if they disobey the commandments of Lord Jesus Christ? And this is going on not just in the Christian religion, but in every religion. The title Hindu, Muslim, or Christian is simply rubber stamp. None of them knows who God is and how to love Him. How to love Him. Okay? How can one tell a bona fide spiritual master from a fake? Miss Dixon asked. Srila Prabhupada, whoever teaches how to know God and how to love Him, he is a spiritual master. Sometimes bogus rascals mislead people. I am God, they claim, and people do not know what God is. Believe them. You must be a serious student to understand who God is and how to love Him. Otherwise, you will simply waste your time. So the difference between others and us is that we are the only movement that can actually teach one how to know God and how to love Him. We are presenting the science of how one can know Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by practicing the teaching of the Bhagavad-Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. They teach us that our only business is to love God. Our business is not to ask God for necessities. God gives necessities to everyone, even to one who has no religion. For example, cats and dogs have no religion, yet Krishna supplies them with necessity of life. So why should we bother Krishna for our daily bread? He is already supplying it. Religion means to learn how to love him. The Srimad Bhagavatam, 126 says, and it's Sanskrit, and we're going to say, first-class religion teaches one how to love God without any motive. If I serve God for some profit, that is business, not love. Real love is God is. God is. It cannot be checked by any material causes. It is unconditional. It is, if one actually wants to love God, there is no impediment. One can love him whether one is poor, rich, young, old, black, white. Miss Nixon. Do all paths lead to the same end? Srila Prabhupada. No. There are 4 classes of men: the karmis, the jhanas, the yogis, the bhaktis. Let me go back over that. Got distracted. Do all paths lead to the same end? No. Srila Prabhupada said. There are 4 classes of men: the karmis, the jhanas, the yogis, and the bhaktis. And each achieved a different goal. The karmis work for some spiritual profit, material profit, For example, in the city, many people work hard day and night, and their purpose is to get some money. Thus, they are fruitive workers, or karmis. A jhani is a person who thinks, why am I working so hard? The birds, the bees, the elephants, and other creatures have no profession, yet they are also eating. So why should I unnecessarily work so hard? Rather, let me try to solve the problem of life, birth, death, old age, and disease. Jhanis, which is spelled J-N-A-N-I-S, and the line is over the N and the A and the I. So Jhanis, I'm not quite sure, try to become immortal. They think that if they merge into God's existence, then they will become immune to birth, death, old age, and disease. And yogis try to acquire some mystic powers to exhibit a wonderful show. For instance, a yogi can become very small. If you put him into a locked room, he can come out through any little space. By showing this kind of magic, the yogi is immediately accepted as a wonderful man. Of course, modern yogis simply show some gymnastics. They have no real power, but a real yogi has some power, which is not spiritual, but material. So the yogi wants mystic powers. The jhani wants salvation from his miseries of life, and the karmis want material profit. But bhakti, the devotee, doesn't want anything for himself. He simply wants to serve God out of love, just as a mother serves her child. There is no question of profit in a mother's service to her child. Out of pure affection and love, she cares for him. When you come to the stage of loving God, that is perfection. Neither the karmi, the jhani, nor the yogi can know God. Only the bhakti, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita 18:55. Only through the process of bhakti can one understand God. Krishna never says one can understand him by other processes. No, only through bhakti. If you are interested in knowing God and loving him, then you must accept a devotional process. No other process will help you. Miss Dixon, what transformation does one undergo on the path? Srila Prabhupada, no transformation. Your original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. I like that. Okay, so what do I have to do? Okay, your original consciousness is already Krishna consciousness. It's already God consciousness. You know, it's already there. I like that. Know your consciousness. Now your consciousness is covered with so much rubbish. You have to cleanse it. And then Krishna consciousness. Our consciousness is like water. Water is by nature clear and transparent, but sometimes it becomes muddy. If you filter all the mud out of the water, it again comes to its original clear, transparent state. Miss Nixon, can one function better in a society by becoming Krishna consciousness? Srila Prabhupada, yes. You can see that my disciples are not drunkards or meat eaters, and from a psychological point of view, they are very clean. They are never being attacked by serious disease. Actually, giving up meat eating is not a question of Krishna consciousness, but a civilized human life. God has given human society so many things to eat. Nice fruit and vegetables, grains, and fresh class milk. From milk one can prepare hundreds of nutritious foods, but no one knows the art. Instead, people maintain big slaughterhouses and eat meat. They are not even civilized. When man is uncivilized, he kills poor animals and eats them. Civilized men know the art of preparing nutritious food from milk. For instance, on our new Vrindavan farm in West Virginia, we make hundreds of first-class preparations from milk. Whenever visitors come, they are astonished that from milk such nice food can be prepared. Foods. The blood of the cow is very nutritious, but civilized men utilize it in the form of, but civilized men, let me go back. The blood of the cow is very nutritiousness. I can't get that word out. But civilized men utilize it in the form of milk. Milk is nothing but cow's blood transformed. You can make milk into so many things. Yogurt, curd, ghee, and so on. And by combining these milk products with grain, fruit, and vegetables, you can make hundreds of preparations. This is civilized life, not directly killing an animal and eating its flesh. The innocent cow is simply eating grass given by God and supplying milk, which you can live on. Do you think cutting the cow's throat and eating its flesh is civilized? I find that, which I did not know. This is the first time, and this is the first time me reading this book, that when it states here that when the visitors come to the farm in Virginia and they see all these prepared foods, the blood of the cow is very nutritious, but civilized men utilize it in the form of milk. Milk is nothing but cow's blood transformed. See, I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's new for me. You guys may have known that. I didn't know that. And I'd rather drink the milk of the cow than to actually kill the cow. That's civilized way of thinking. It's giving you of itself anyway. You know? Okay, let me go on. Miss Nixon, no, I agree with you 100%. One thing I'm very curious about, can the Vedas be taken symbolically as well as literally? Srila Prabhupada, no. They must be taken as they are, not symbolically. That is why we are presenting the Bhagavad-Gita as it is. Miss Nixon, are you attempting to revive the ancient Indian caste system in the West? The Gita mentions the caste system. Srila Prabhupada, where does the Bhagavad-Gita mention the caste system? Krishna says, and then he's talking in Sanskrit, and then it said what it means. I create 4 divisions of men according to their quality and work. For instance, in Bhagavad Gita 4:13, for instance, you can understand that there are engineers as well as medical practitioners in society. Do you say they belong to different castes? That one is an engineer caste and the other one is a medical caste? No. If a man has qualified himself in medical school, you accept him as a doctor. And if another man has a degree in engineer, you accept him as an engineer. Similar, the Bhagavad Gita defines 4 classes of men in society. A class of highly intelligent men, a class of administrators, a class of productive men, and ordinary workers. These divisions are natural. For example, one class of men is very intelligent, but to actually meet the qualifications of first-class men as described in the Bhagavad Gita, they need to be trained. Just as an intelligent boy requires training in a college to become a qualified doctor, so in the Krishna Consciousness movement, we are training the intelligent men how to control their minds, how to control their senses, how to become truthful, how to become clean internally and externally, how to become wise, how to apply their knowledge in practical life, and how to become God consciousness. All these boys and have first-class intelligence, and now we are training them to use it properly. We're not introducing the caste system in which any rascal born in a Brahmanan family is automatically a Brahmanan. He may have the habits of a 5th-class man, but he is accepted as first class because of his birth in a Brahmanan family. We do not accept that. We recognize a man as first class who is trained as a Brahmana. It doesn't matter whether he is an Indian, a European, or American, a low-born or a high-born. It doesn't matter. Any intelligent man can be trained to adopt the first-class habits. First-class habits, I like that. We want to stop the nonsensical idea that we are imposing the Indian caste system on our disciples. We are simply picking out men with first-class intelligence and training them how to become first class in every respect. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I mean, look at the world today, and the Vedas go way, way back, and the lessons go way, way back. And we're here in 2022 as I read this, and look at the world. We have less. I don't think we ever had any first-class people to say if you really look at it. There's always been a sham, or it's always been greed. It's always been around money or lies. One class is always getting misused, abused, or hurt, while another class rise. So I like what he says, this first class intelligence, and it's not just about it's about all around, and all are acceptable and being brought up. It's about, in here, what I like so much, as he says, so in Krishna Conscious movement, we are training the intelligent men how to control their mind, to control the 9 senses, how to become truthful, how to become clean, eternally and externally, how to become wise, and how to apply their knowledge in practical life, and how to become God consciousness. All this, I like that. That's what it's about, and how to apply this in your practical daily, practical life. Okay. So let me go back. I just like that. We're simply picking out men with first-class intelligence and training them how to become first class in every respect. Miss Nixon, how do you feel about women liberation? Srila Prabhupada said, so-called equal rights for women means that men can cheat the women, which is true. They were doing it always. They can do it even more now. That's just my view. Suppose a woman and a man meets, they become lovers, they have sex, the woman becomes pregnant, the man goes away, the woman has to take charge of the child and beg for alms from the government, or else she kills the child by having an abortion. This is the woman's independence. In India, although a woman may be poverty-stricken, she stays under the care of her husband, and he takes responsibility for her. When she becomes pregnant, she is not forced to kill the child or maintain him by begging. So which is the real independence? To remain under the care of her husband, or to be enjoyed by everyone? Miss Nixon, now I do have to say, Miss Nixon, how about spiritual life? Can women also succeed in Krishna consciousness? Now to go back, I do, not to be contradictory, but I have been watching some since 2022 where these women do want to be liberated. And some of them, I don't know, I think it was a documentary where, and this was not about Krishna consciousness. This is about some of the Indian women's, and I think it's in these farm communities where they're upset when they have a girl because a boy means so much to them. So you know, even though we're reading this and you may learn things down the line, but this is not how God wanted us to live. Okay, things get so polluted, and we're in this material body, and things get really polluted. Our thinking is polluted. You know, I was reading the Srimad Bhagavatam yesterday, and it was, no, or was that this morning? It was talking about, what was that word? There was a word used. Anyway, how, basically, I can't think of the word, ideology. How can an ideology from a polluted person, or from a person who is imperfect, satisfy all mankind? And that's why we have all the warring and the bickering and all this going on in the past and today, because we're not under the right guidelines. We cannot satisfy everyone with ideology. We are imperfect. And so when I think of, or like the documentary that I saw, was that, you know, these people that must have a boy, and when they have a girl, they're disappointed, and seem like things happen, you know. This is just misguided, because it's still about, in my mind, in my sight, from what I see, it's still about being able to have money, and to be able to, about money. It's about money. If you have boys, then your boy can go off and he can get an education, and he can go and bring money home and make more money for the family. As with the girl, you know, she gets married, and I don't know if they still do this. This is just something that I've seen. They go to the man's family. You know, I don't know how accurate that is now, but anyway, so the guy is more looked upon. But that's, to me, that's, and from what I'm learning, you know, that's not Krishna's way. But men are to be, they play a particular role in our society, and if directed the right way, they can be very good, and a family can get along very fine. But you know, as we all become more and more liberated, as it says, then, you know, things fall apart. So let me just move on now. So the question was, how about in spiritual life? Can women also succeed in Krishna consciousness? We make no distinction between the basis of sex. We give Krishna consciousness to both men and women equally. We welcome women, men, the poor, the rich, everyone. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita 5:18, the humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal visions a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog eater. Miss Nixon, could you explain the meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra? Srila Prabhupada, it's very simple. Hare means, O energy of the Lord. Hare, H-A-R-E, means, O energy of the Lord. And Krishna means, O Lord Krishna. Just as there are males and females in the material world, similar, God is the original male, the Purusa, P-U-R-U-S-A, and his energy, Prakriti, is the original female. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we are saying, O Lord, O energy of Krishna, kindly engage me in your service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That just feels so good. Miss Nixon, could you please tell me a little bit about your life and how you knew that you were the spiritual master of the Krishna Conscious movement? Srila Prabhupada, my life is simple. I was a householder with a wife and children. Now I have grandsons. When my spiritual master ordered me to go to the Western countries and preach the cult of Krishna consciousness. So I left everything on the order of my spiritual master, and now I am trying